11x AI has generated over $100 million for everyone, starting from sales team leaders and established agencies, ending with individuals who are trying to make money online. But if you're anything like me, the frequent release of different AI agents is more confusing than helpful. So many different AI SDRs, making it hard to find the right one for me. But I don't want to miss out and be left behind. And that's why I spent days learning about AI agents, and in this video you'll see exactly how 11x AI agents work, what's the difference between Alice and Mike, and if you make it till the end, you'll learn exactly how to use AI SDRs to make money on autopilot. You probably noticed how much the sales world has changed over the years. When I started, there was no AI and little to no automations. In the beginning, you could send simple templated emails and get away with it. But with time, people caught on. Because everyone was sending the same template, it didn't work anymore. You had to add personalization to stand out. Personalizing emails with your prospect's name, their company name and industry, and maybe even location. For the time being, this was enough. But that did not last long. With outreach evolving daily, writing better copy was easier than ever. Just add a custom variable and your email is personalized. So eventually, that became the bare minimum instead of the best option. Over the time, the bar has risen so high that if you did not personalize your messages, you would be outperformed by those who do. Sales became a never-ending cat and mouse game where with every improvement, the bare minimum you have to do to get a reply becomes harder and harder. Currently, it's close to impossible to keep up with the requirements to win, especially if you want to do cold outreach at scale. That's why everyone is starting to rely on AI SDRs like 11x AI. Leveraging artificial intelligence helps you in a couple of ways. First, you no longer need to stay up to date with recent changes in cold outreach space. And second, everything is automated. Meaning while your competitors are hiring virtual assistants or spending hours personalizing cold emails, you're doing it all on autopilot with AI agents like Alice. Alice is built to replace your whole sales team and save you thousands of dollars. To make it easier to understand, I'll explain how Alice works in 3 steps. First, Alice is like a detective hired by you to find the best of the best potential clients. Alice, all on autopilot, goes ahead and conducts thorough market research to gather sales qualified leads. And the leads that Alice has found are scored with intelligent lead scoring to prioritize prospects with the highest buying potential. Meaning that at the first step, Alice has saved you hours in research by analyzing every potential buyer on earth. It picked the best leads and scored them based on how likely they are to buy your product. And it gets even crazier. In the second step, Alice begins autonomous outreach. Because Alice has access to all information about your leads, it can craft hyper-personalized cold emails. Meaning instead of sending terrible templates, you're blasting super relevant messages without spending any time researching and personalizing by hand. Best part is that Alice constantly learns and adapts. It analyzes all conversations so it could improve and get the best results possible. And when I said Alice is autonomous, I meant it. Alice automatically generates multi-sequence campaigns with the initial message and multiple follow-ups, all sent at the right time when your prospects give off buying signals. Alice is so smart that it can use those signals to pinpoint the exact pain points of your leads and leverage them in the conversation. Lastly, Alice works 24/7, 365, and it never stops learning. Full autopilot that improves with each email sent, each deal closed or failed. Alice is built to replace more than 18 different tools you would need if you were doing outreach manually. But if Alice is there to replace all the other tools, why in the world is there another AI agent, Mike? Why did 11x AI build 2 AI SDRs? Well, the main difference is that Alice focuses on cold emails while Mike does cold calls. But to really understand which one is a better fit for you, you first need to understand how Mike even works. Even though Mike is built differently, it also has saved its users hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you can get a piece of that pie as well. How? Well, because Mike is a cold calling agent, you first need to train it with all the data that you have. That would be call transcripts, call recordings, frequently asked questions, objections, qualification criteria, basically everything you yourself need to cold call successfully. Mike will then use this information to learn more about how you conduct calls, what works and what doesn't. Then you'll need to onboard Mike as if it was a real person by connecting him to your existing tools like your CRM and calendar. Mike will use these connections to contact prospects at the right time and book sales calls when your team is ready to take them. And once you launch Mike, he'll work on autopilot just like Alice. Mike will start cold calling in 28 different languages, constantly improving. And these calls won't sound robotic because Mike has zero latency. He uses human-like speech patterns, and like Alice, Mike has access to a bunch of data about your leads, so the calls feel personal. Honestly, I don't blame you if you're more confused now than before watching the video. When I knew nothing about AI sales agents, I felt the same. This agent does this, that agent does that. So what's the difference? Let me explain the use cases, pros and cons of both Alice and Mike, so you, the viewer, could make the decision based on data rather than FOMO. First of all, Alice is built for cold email outreach, while Mike focuses on cold calling. What does this mean for you, the user? Well, AI-powered cold calling is illegal in most countries, so Mike will only function inbound. Or in other words, Mike will only call people you have interacted with before and prospects that gave you consent to call them with AI or any sort of automations. Alice can do both inbound and outbound, reaching new and never before contacted leads or leads that knew but forgot about you. Now, although it sounds amazing, Alice also has some cons. She cannot handle objections, but of course there are agents that can take all of this automation a step further. That's why before you commit, I suggest you take a look at a comparison between 11x and other AI SDRs to have a better idea of which AI agent is for you. Have a good one and peace.